to M&M Sports Podcast number 69. Tonight, talk a little Husker basketball, NFL, and wrap up the college football season. We're going to start with Husker basketball. Just another day at the office, so to speak, Brian. They take care of business against Northwestern the other day, 77-58. Nebraska wins that one.
I like that. Another day at the office. This team is treating these games very job-like. They go in, they do their job. They don't try to do too much. Mm-hmm. This game against Northwestern, a lot of great things came from it, but a big thing was we didn't need Rank Mast. He got a lot of minutes to sit on the bench, and at this point of the season, I'm going to say rejuvenate a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you can steal minutes for a big man, especially somebody who's coming off of missing a whole season to injury.
Exactly.
That's great. Coach Hoiberg's going to buy every minute he can.
Yep.
For sure.
Because they're looking big picture right now.
Yeah,
they're
for
looking,
sure.
Yeah, they're looking, playing the long game, so
Yep.
to speak. Looking at the big picture. And if you can win by 19 points and do that, things are going good.
Yeah. So if he were to play the whole second half, and instead of winning by 19, we win by 26.
Right.
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Like you said, the big picture is what they're looking at right now.
You get no extra points for margin of victory, and you beat a team by 100. It doesn't get you anything.
No.
There's no style points, no margin of victory points. Just continue to take care of business. From the field, Nebraska shot just over 50% in comparison to Northwestern's 42%. 3-pointers, Nebraska 11 out of 26, just over 42%. Northwestern 5 of 14. So Nebraska gained 18 points there, making 11 threes to Northwestern's 5. Free throws, Huskers 12 out of 15 from the line, 80%. Northwestern 7 out of 10. So Nebraska gained 5 points from the line. Total rebounds, Northwestern got Nebraska by 2, 28-26. Edged us out in rebounds.
There's one stat here I'm waiting for, and you're about to bring it up here.
The old assist to turnover?
Yes.
Here it is. Huskers 18 assists to just 5 turnovers. Northwestern 15 assists and 10 turnovers. So that would be a plus 13 for Nebraska on that end of things, and a plus 5 for Northwestern.
And by the way, Northwestern, I believe, was leading the country coming into this game in fewest turnovers per game.
Generally, a very smart group of kids.
Yeah.
Yes. And this group is a smart group of kids. They were just going against a really good opponent. That had something to do with it, obviously.
Yeah, we've seen it all year, and you've brought it up multiple times. That assist to turnover ratio is, these are video game numbers. It's great.
It's so refreshing to see.
Yep.
Sharing the basketball, getting your teammate, a better shot. That's basketball 101. Some teams get it and do it year after year, and Nebraska is doing it this year.
Yeah, you have
unselfish play.
You have your top 5 your starters for the Huskers. The only one who didn't have an assist was Sanford. Otherwise, you have Lawrence with 4, Hoiberg with 4, Butengel with 4. What more can you ask for there?
Right. Frager, the freshman Braden Frager with 20 points. He just continues to ascend.
Yeah.
Just gets better with each game.
This kid, he's got ice in his veins. He's got a little arrogance to him, which as long as you can control that is a great thing. And this kid's got a very high ceiling, Eric.
You're not kidding.
And he's doing all this coming off the bench.
Yeah. And it's going so well. Why mess with it?
Yeah, there's
no
reason
why
to.
mess with it?
No.
Everything's so cohesive right now.
Yeah. He could be a starter for sure.
Right.
And he would deserve to be, but you don't mess with what they're doing.
Don't screw with the good thing.
Nope.
Sanford, 22 points, and Hoiberg Typical Hoiberg line. 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
We
very underappreciated, underrated ball player there.
We talked last week. He really does everything very well.
Coach's kid for sure.
0 turnovers.
Right. Coach's kid.
Yeah, I mean, he was brought up that way.
Right.
Exactly.
But no, just, I don't know. I would call it an effortless win. Up by 5 at half, and then they just kind of coasted from there.
Yeah, and that 5 at half, I mean,
was somewhat deceiving.
Yeah, I mean, you were just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
You knew we were going to make a run. Not to take anything away from Northwestern, and I mean Nick Martinelli for them, great ball player. Kid's leading the Big Ten in scoring right now, I believe. 22 points on Saturday.
Yes.
10 rebounds. Great effort. But Coach Hoiberg told the team, hey, this kid is going to get his buckets. When he does, we just worry about the next possession. We're not gonna worry about if he makes a shot, a great shot, because he's going to.
Sure.
So when he does that, just go on with your game. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just worry about the next possession.
They knew one guy wasn't going to beat him.
No, exactly. Just like with us.
Yep.
We don't have one guy that's going to come out and beat you. We have a stable of roughly about 7 kids who are all going to contribute in a pretty significant way.
Right.
So now we turn around here. Big Red 18-0, 7-0 in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. And ranked, where are we ranked?
Ranked number 7.
And that upset some people?
Yeah. But, and we talked about that. Like, the rankings don't matter right now. No. It's the highest a Nebraska team has ever been ranked. But I did read this week that actually it tied the highest of any Nebraska schools ranking. Creighton, the highest they've ever been ranked, is also 7.
Interesting.
So in all those years that the Blue Jays have done as well as they have, they've never been higher than a 7th.
Okay.
So Nebraska has
gives them something else to shoot for.
Yeah, I mean,
a little state pride on the line, we'll say. Bragging rights, if you will.
Oh, for sure. And if they go 2-0 this week, they're probably going to creep up a spot.
Right.
And then they may own that
sure
record for what that's worth.
I most definitely do not care, because if nothing else, I think it could provide motivation.
Sure.
Coach Hoiberg could say, you guys think we should be higher. Let's go out there and keep winning and proving the pollsters wrong.
Yeah, you control that yourself, right?
Right.
Yep.
Tonight, Nebraska will host the Washington Huskies, who are currently 10-8. In Lincoln, 8 o'clock this evening. I'll just try to recap the conference games here for Washington. At Indiana, they lost by 10, 90-80. At Purdue, they lost by 8. Defeated Ohio State at home. Nice win, 7-point win. At Michigan, they lost by 10. Versus Michigan, they hosted them. And then versus Michigan State, lost by 17. Those have been their last 2 games, so they're currently on a 2-game losing streak and heading to Lincoln tonight. 10-8 squad. Nebraska's right around, I believe, an 11-point favorite last I saw.
I mean, that's respectable. Those games you're saying, they're not. The only one that I'd say it sounded like a blowout was Michigan State, which is a great ball club. Mm-hmm. Those are very tough games that they lost, and they've all been. Most of those sound like they were under double-digit losses. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Right. No, they're a respectable team. Yeah. It's just the way Nebraska's going right now. They're just making things look easy. How long will that last? Nobody knows, but we'll see what tonight brings.
I mean, all you can do is go out and play the game. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I would say if Nebraska can continue to control that turnover to assist ratio that we've discussed, mm-hmm. they're not going to have an issue here.
Yeah, that carries so much weight. When you succeed in that category, you're definitely not beating yourselves.
No.
You're doing the opposite, obviously.
And we know eventually we're going to have a game that we struggle at from beyond the arc.
Right.
We've shot pretty well. But again, that all comes back to that if we're not turning the ball over, we're getting good possessions, we're getting good looks.
Everything else takes care of
It
itself.
does.
Yep.
We've shot well from the free throw line, so we might have a game where we are struggling from deep, but this team's going to find a way to get points on the board.
Exactly. What we do know, Brian, is tonight, like usual this year, especially the crowd will be amped up.
Yeah. Hot ticket.
Hot ticket. Perfect way to put it.
Yep.
So that we do know. We don't know the outcome, but we know that Nebraska crowd will be energized in a raucous atmosphere this evening at Pinnacle.
Yeah, Pinnacle Bank has always been fans have always turned out, right? Over the years, the vault, as they call it, has always been kind of an imposing arena. We've had good crowds, but this year has taken that next step. It's gone from having good crowds to it's tough to get a ticket now.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get a ticket, two things: either you're going to pay for it, or you're going to be in the nosebleeds, and you're probably still going to pay a little more than you want to for those.
Sure.
So home crowd advantage right now. I know you have the Cameron Crazies at Duke. You got Allen Fieldhouse. You've got Tar Heel fans at North Carolina. All these really imposing places to go play, but I'm telling you, this place in Lincoln, it's no cakewalk.
Exactly. All right, college football. The Cinderella story is complete. Indiana, 16-0, defeats Miami 27-21. What was a hell of a game?
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. They pushed Indiana, pushed them right to the end. Threw a pick there at the end, going for that last score. Indiana, like I said, gets out of Miami with a 27-21 win. Indiana, as far as historic perspective goes, second most losses in the history of college football.
Isn't that remarkable?
The only team with more is Northwestern.
Okay.
So for years, Indiana football was a doormat.
Yeah, they're a joke. Yeah.
These last 2 years, something incredible that nobody saw coming has happened. Last year they took a huge step, and they finished things off this year.
Yeah, it really makes you appreciate what Coach Signetti, love him or hate him. I mean, you got to respect what he's done there.
Exactly what I was getting ready to say. It doesn't matter if you like the guy or not.
Nope.
You have to respect what he's done.
Yeah,
you have to.
I mean,
and I know they brought kids in, but every school plays that same game, so to speak.
The old days of developing talent are gone.
That's fair.
And it all comes down to a couple things. Obviously, money, money, playing time, and then whether a kid values a chance at playing for a national title contender, right? I mean,
it's not like they were playing a Miami team that didn't have any talent.
Exactly.
So no, it was earned. Indiana's title was most definitely earned.
Yeah, Miami. Some people might say they kind of backdoored themselves into this. I know when these teams were announced, a lot of people said should have been Notre Dame. I'm still not going to say it shouldn't have been Notre Dame, but you know what? Miami did everything they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
and I mean, they played Indiana as well. They played them better than anybody else had.
Yes.
You look at the games leading up. Indiana destroyed Alabama, destroyed Oregon, and I thought for a while maybe they were going to pull away from Miami, and Miami just kept hanging in there.
Yep, they really did.
But it's great win for the Big Ten if you want to look at it that way.
3 in a row now.
3 in a row. 3 different teams. I looked back, but before the Big Ten started winning here, the previous 8 years, the SEC had won 6. The ACC with Clemson had won 2. But most of those schools were, Alabama, Georgia.
Sure.
So 3 years, the Big Ten's won Three different teams have won it. That's,
Yes.
To me, that's the impressive part. Maybe this is coming around now. Maybe we've made that transition. The SEC for years was the place to play. As much as I hate NIL, I feel like it has even the game a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's most definitely fair.
In the past, the SEC could maybe say, hey, we got great weather. We got X, Y, and Z.
They had more advantages than they do now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But now that money's in play, some of these others, I don't want to say just northern schools because that's not necessarily the case, but
It's even the playing field.
it has.
Yeah.
As much as I'm against it.
Sure.
But, teams like Nebraska, they need to find a way. They need to look at this blueprint and see what a team like Indiana has done. Follow suit.
Yeah. Yes, there's something to be said for that. You can go about it the way you want to go about it, but you can certainly learn things from teams that are successful and incorporate that into your game plan, so to speak.
I mean, it was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. Some people might disagree with me, but there were some calls in that game. There's a couple non-calls against the Miami defense on the Indiana quarterback that I thought, I've seen Nebraska players in the regular season get thrown out for a lot less.
Yeah.
But
that goes with all those judgment calls.
It
makes it difficult. Just depends on one's view of things.
Sure.
Meaning whoever's officiating that game.
And I have a feeling we're going to get into that more when we start talking about the NFL last week.
Right.
There's a lot of judgment calls that maybe people didn't agree with, but
were you all right with the Miami former players not being able to celebrate a big win?
That didn't bother me. We kind of talked on the social media side of things. Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis, all these guys are just parading around that team like they had anything to do with this season. And to see them leave that field without the W, I did not shed a tear for them.
You got a little satisfaction out of that?
Yeah, that didn't bother me a bit.
I think a lot of people probably felt the same way.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't see a lot of Indiana players running around down there on the sidelines. I know. I know they don't have the tradition Miami does, but, I mean, theoretically, they could have played the same game.
Sure they could have.
There's kids that have played at Indiana that could have been down there.
We all know a player such as Michael Irvin, though, is a very much, hey, look at me.
Right.
Look what I'm doing.
Hey, Trent Green comes to mind, former Chief quarterback. He was an Indiana product. There's one that popped into my head.
That's a deep dig there. That's nice. That's
No, I heard what you were saying.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin isn't camera shy.
No, and it's like with anything. After a while, we all kind of just get sick and tired of the antics, and let's worry about the games, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. It's kind of fun to address that. But great college football season.
Just 1 second. Prediction next year. If you could pick a Big Ten team to win it next year, who would your pick be?
Oh my gosh!
Let's just play the game. Let's say they win it for a fourth year in a row. And you could say Ohio State. You know who I'm going to say? I'm going to say Michigan might be a possibility with their new coach.
Okay.
Yep. With Coach Willingham from coming over from Utah.
Coming from Utah. Yep. I'm gonna though. I do think Ohio State for me is the easier pick.
Okay.
But who's to rule out Indiana right now?
Right.
Who's to rule them out? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Coach Kyle Whittingham. I have pretty big expectations for him and for Michigan.
Yeah, he'll step into that role and he'll have the Wolverines right where they expect to be.
Yeah, but watch them next year. They could be a sneaky. They could be a sneaky good team.
That'll be fun.
Somebody that one might not expect.
About 6-7 months from now, we'll revisit that.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right, NFL, excuse me, NFL playoffs. We are down to the final 4 teams.
And what a way to get there, right?
Yeah. Seattle just kicked the crap out of San Fran. 41-6. San Fran was beat up, just totally depleted and overmatched against a powerful Seahawks team, Brian.
Yeah, I thought the Seahawks would definitely win. You know, there was a lot of talk about Sam Darnold's injury. Would that affect anything? But, the Niners, just too many injuries, for sure. Yeah.
I thought they did great to even get to this game.
Yeah.
To beat the Eagles was at least something they accomplished. I would expect Coach Shanahan to be back next year and give it another try with a healthy squad.
I mean, that's one thing you can't control as a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't control injuries. When you're constantly fighting the injury bug, it makes it real tough to do your job.
Right.
But they have nothing to hang their heads about.
Sure. And this was the Saturday night game. The game, that preceded that one was a much better game, Saturday afternoon game the Bills against the Broncos at Denver. That was the day game, and the Broncos won a hell of an exciting game, 33-30 in overtime, Brian. This one could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game to watch. Honestly, Eric, I found myself trying to figure out who I was cheering for. There was the part of me that said, I'm rooting for Denver because I picked Denver.
Sure.
But there's the other part of me that I feel it for Bills fans. I mean, we're on that text chain during that, and you gotta feel bad for the Bills Mafia.
That fan base has been through the ringer and then some.
I mean,
they've come so close for so long, and this was the year there was no Mahomes in the playoffs. I know Lamar Jackson and Baltimore haven't won one with him at quarterback, but that's still a team that did not qualify for the playoffs, so you don't have to deal with them.
Yep.
But more than anything, it was, no Chiefs, no Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, no Bengals, if you want to throw another one out there.
Absolutely.
But what happened? Denver, was the 1 seed, did what many expected them to do. They prevailed, and they move on.
This game was not without controversy.
Of course.
There was plenty of that. You have the interception call. You have the couple late pass interference calls. Granted, one of them, also there was a roughing the passer call.
Right.
So that one didn't really matter.
Sure.
The one before it, was it an interference? I mean, I'm not calling it if I'm the referee, but... and then you go back to this interception, Eric. I want to talk about that with you.
Okay.
I mean, as you probably have done, and anybody who's listening has done, you've watched ESPN, you've listened to the experts. The experts from the NFL are all saying, that was the correct call. Well, yeah, they're not going to throw their own officials under the bus, right? Was it the correct call? I mean, I don't know. I've seen it go either way.
By the definition of the rule, I think it was the correct call. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, yes.
Because you have to maintain possession, control the football, and literally make a football move. I guess in this case, he would have had to make a complete roll. Is that why on the ground?
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, it's
that would be the definition of a football move in this instance, I suppose.
I think there's a couple confusing parts to it. First off, we're so used to being told, you make the catch, the defender's in contact with you, your knees on the ground, you're down, right?
Right.
And at that point, I thought he had control of the ball. But you're lacking the football move.
Yep. I thought the defender took it away from him about halfway through that roll, honestly.
Yep.
So then you're just, like I said, it's another judgment call.
Because I have seen that call go the other way.
The rules are what makes all these calls judgment calls.
Yeah, they're too subjective.
The way the rules are written.
Yeah.
So if they want to go back and try to simplify things, They could sure try that. Might make things easier and less complicated. I know, what a concept.
I love to play devil's advocate here, so I'm going to throw two things out at you, though. First off, I felt like the officials should have made an announcement to clarify what happened during the game.
I'll roll with you on that one.
Secondly, I feel like the game should have been stopped to look at the replay.
Most definitely.
Now, they do say every play's replayed, right? Okay, if that's the case, then why do we ever go to the hood?
Right.
If each play's looked at, why do we ever have an
There's
official?
too much open to interpretation to where you and I are sitting here guessing.
A week later.
You need to go, they need to simplify things. To simplify, in my opinion, would be smart.
I agree.
Take the guessing out of the equation. I've said this for a while now.
Great. I'm going to say that was a great play by that defensive back for Denver. I'm not going to take anything away from them. I'm just, as most people are, just trying to figure out, like you just said, let's simplify things so this doesn't happen.
Right. So you and I aren't sitting here guessing, and thousands of other people aren't doing the same, and you don't have fan bases that are upset.
Yeah, great game, though.
Yes,
great game.
For sure. What it did do is cost Coach McDermott his job.
Yeah.
There's arguments either way on this one.
Sure.
They've come so close for so many years. So right there is an element of bad luck.
Yep.
But at the same time, to have Josh Allen as your quarterback since 2018 and not advance to at least one Super Bowl, I can understand wanting to go a different direction. That's where I'm at. I can understand wanting to go a different direction and saying, it's time to try something new as far as going out and finding a different coach.
Yeah, we know he's a great coach.
98-50 regular season record.
Yeah, when you sent me that the other day, I was like, wow.
You cannot argue with that. Playoffs, he's 8-8. Not good enough based on having Josh Allen as your quarterback.
No.
And you can play a different game every year. You can say, well, we ran up against Mahomes, this, that, the other. Well, this year you didn't have that.
You didn't have that.
Right. You didn't have home field, but you can't come up with different reasons or excuses why you lose every year.
Sooner or later, you got to win.
Eventually, you got to break through.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
that's where I'm at.
It's a byproduct of not his regular season record, but that 8-8 postseason record.
To have one of the best players, if not the best, as your quarterback. That's where I'm coming from. This was the year a lot of people thought they could break through and make it, even having to go on the road because of what we just talked about. No Lamar, no Burrow, no Mahomes.
Well, I'm hoping my Raiders are looking at him right now because I'll take him as a coach. I'll take him.
I think that'd be a really good hire.
Yeah, I would take him.
By Vegas.
Just
honestly.
to throw that out there.
Yeah, he's going to get hired by somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just time for
just a change.
For teams and coaches to part ways.
Yeah.
As good as John Harbaugh was,
Yeah,
I think both Harbaugh and Baltimore could benefit by going different directions. Harbaugh now in New York, I expect him to do really good things there in time. Yep. And I think Baltimore will do fine without him.
Same with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I think him getting away from Pittsburgh is the best for both of those situations.
Yep. Sometimes it's just
change
like you
is
said,
good.
the best.
Yep.
The best
Yep.
situation for teams and coaches to go different directions.
Absolutely.
So maybe that will be the case for Buffalo as well. Anyway, those were the two games on Saturday, and then moving on to that Sunday slate. First game of the day, the Patriots took care of business against Houston. Patriots won that one 28-16, Brian.
Yeah, not a huge surprise here. I mean, the Patriots have kind of been trending in that direction all season. Fun, another fun game to watch though.
Yeah,
let me say that.
Yeah, Stroud picked a bad time to have his worst game of the year,
and they were still in it. I mean,
right?
As bad as he played, they still only lost by 12 points.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud, 1 TD and 4 interceptions on this given day.
4 picks aren't going to get it done against a New England Patriots team. That's for sure. But,
yeah, New England home field advantage, once again, did what they were supposed to do. They were a 3.5-point favorite. they move on, and they head to Denver. That should be a hell of a game. Denver, without their starting quarterback, of course. Stidham's going to get the start. I wouldn't count Denver out. They got enough of a supporting cast to where if he manages the game, makes a few plays here and there,
Yep.
I wouldn't just say they're done because they lost their starting QB.
No, and I'll agree with you. I'm not going to say they're done, but it definitely hinders them.
Yeah.
But I like the way you put that, though. He just needs to manage the offense. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to go out here and they don't need a 300-yard passing game from him.
Right.
The thing I'm going to tell you is if he can get out of this game with no turnovers, Denver's got a great chance to win.
I agree. And I mean, Sean Payton, he knows the same thing you and I just talked about. Yeah, just go out there, manage the game, maybe some quick hitters for him.
Yeah.
And let the team rally around him and do the heavy lifting, so to speak. And yeah, Bo Nix has had a hell of a year and very unfortunate that he went down, but that's the way things go sometimes. That's sports.
Yep. You can't control everything.
Exactly.
That's for sure. NFC.
Yeah.
Another great battle between the Rams and the Bears.
The Bears' magic run finally came to an end. And boy, they took it right. They pushed them to the limit.
They did.
Yes, their quarterback dropping back about a 40-yard prayer that was answered to tie the game and send that baby into overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that play went down as, I don't even remember what it was, a 15-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah,
but it was, right.
It
was every bit of 40 yards, I think.
A 14-yard pass from Caleb Williams to tight end Cole Kmet. I think he threw it from right around the 40-yard line.
Yeah,
Just made it a little more dramatic.
Yeah, which is what we want as fans, right?
Right.
I mean, the magic that the Bears had, I think we were all kind of worried that it was going to run out sooner or later. Mm-hmm. And even in overtime, they put together that last drive, and I thought, they're going to get down in field goal position here and win this game. Unfortunately, Williams throws that pick.
Right. When he completed that, I think people were starting to think maybe this is the Bears' year. This is the Bears' year.
No, for sure. I agree. Yeah. Yep. I don't disagree with that.
A hell of a fight they put up, but bottom line is the Rams prevail and they move on. Sunday, Brian, New England at Denver, first game of the day, 2:00 Sunday. Patriots, a 5-point favorite at Denver with Stidham starting at quarterback.
Call me crazy. I'm sticking with my Broncos. I think he can go out there and do just enough. Like I said, I don't think he needs to throw for 300 yards. If he can throw for 150 with no interceptions, but they can run the ball, I think Broncos have a shot.
Let me throw 3 names out there. Okay. Doug Williams.
Yes.
Washington, backup quarterback, Super Bowl champion. Jeff Hostetler, backup quarterback to Phil Simms, Super Bowl champion for the Giants. And most recently, Nick Foles for the Eagles in 2017, backup quarterback, Super Bowl champion.
Wow.
Those are all guys. Foles was towards the end of the regular season, so you know what I'm saying. He didn't emerge in the playoffs, but pretty damn close. Bottom line is, those were all guys that weren't expected. And Kurt Warner for the Rams, I believe Trent Green got hurt in preseason. Warner stepped in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He led them to a Super Bowl. Yep. That was a little different because he started the season. Bottom line is, those guys were all backups that emerged as team leaders, quarterbacks that led their teams to Super Bowls.
And those are all names that if you're a NFL fan, those names all ring a bell to you.
Like I said, most recently, Nick Foles comes to mind. He led Philadelphia, took over for Carson Wentz late in the regular season. Philly won the Super Bowl. Denver only has to win 2 more games. It's not out of the question.
No.
It's not out of the question. And I'm going to roll with you. I'm going to say Denver finds a way to win at home. I don't think losing Bo Nix, as good as he's been, is enough to knock them out. That's where I'm at.
Well, we know the Denver defense is solid to begin with. We know, at least we've been told our entire lives, defense wins championships.
Right.
We're about to find out.
I'm going to say home field, Sean Payton, and Denver rallying around Jared Stidham will be enough.
Okay.
I'll say Denver wins by 3, advances to the Super Bowl.
I'm with you there.
Okay,
100%.
and I'm also going to go with the Rams. I think they just won the game that was the biggest threat to them. That would be, for one thing, the weather in Chicago, the cold weather. And this is all due respect to the Seahawks, who have a hell of a team. I'm gonna take the Rams to win by 4. I'll say I'm gonna go Denver Rams Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I'm going to disagree with you, but I mean, we're not far off here. I expect Matthew Stafford to go out and do his thing. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He's had a great season, but I think the home field advantage gives Seattle just that little bit extra.
And what a home field it is. I mean, Seattle and Denver, man, big time advantage with both of those fan bases there.
I'm going to get real specific here. I'm going to say a field goal, Seattle wins by 2.
Okay, I like your
why I don't know.
I like your specifics.
But I mean, regardless, I think we're in for 2 really good football games.
Yeah,
this
that's
weekend.
sure how it looks. Yeah, I would say.
You know, if you're a football fan, you got a great few hours ahead of you. That's for sure.
And don't forget tonight, Huskers, Big Ten Network hosting Washington, 8:00.
What else can we ask for right now? We got some great basketball going on. NFL season's winding down with, you out of these 4 teams left, there's got to be somebody there you have a rooting interest in.
Sure.
If you're a football fan. College football's wrapped up. Great college championship. Now we start getting ready for spring ball will be happening before we know it.
Right.
I think maybe next week, we'll touch on some portal moves.
Yeah.
And college football.
We're going to do the portal moves, and then I'm itching to talk a little baseball one of these days, of course.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited about that as well.
We have to get our ducks in a row as far as, getting all that info, where the Royals stand as far as acquisitions and moves they've made, and we'll give college football a little break after our portal talk, and we'll go from there.
Go Big Red tonight, and strap in and watch some college or NFL football this weekend.
Absolutely.